What's up everyone? Chris Kennedy here with Mayfair Real Estate in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I'm outside a property that one of our investor clients just picked up. It's in one of the hottest neighborhoods in Fort Lauderdale. It's Victoria Park. Tons of new construction going on here, and you've got a lot of small, older multifamily buildings. This one happens to be 7 units, and it's an older building, not so great shape, but in a fantastic neighborhood, so ton of value add here. He picked it up for a good price, and we're excited to show you the project. We're going to take you into one of the one-bedroom units that was vacant at the time of closing, and it's actually already been completely gutted by the previous owners. It's just been sitting there vacant. So come on in, take a look. Okay, so here we are in a one-bedroom, one-bathroom apartment in this building, and you can see, looking around, that it's in pretty bad shape, but it's actually not necessarily a bad thing. When you're starting out as an investor, you walk into one of these apartments and you might kind of get scared. You'll see the kitchen's already been torn out, the bathroom is torn out, there's basically everything needs to be done in here, but the good news is that, you know, this new owner, because he purchased like that, does not need to pay for demolition or trash out or any of that. So there's actually some cost savings because he's going to go ahead and renovate the apartment anyway. Okay, so what we're going to do here in this apartment is, since we already have the kitchen demolished, it gives us the opportunity to redesign the layout so that it will generate maybe more rent or rent faster for this investor. So we have a great opportunity to do that. Obviously, we're going to have to do some plumbing work, and you can see that the electrical panel is also super old. We've actually got fuses here, so that'll need to be switched out too. All right, I'm in the bathroom here, and it's a pretty small bathroom, but here we're gonna, instead of having an old tub, which used to be here, we're going to put in a walk-in shower. We'll do a nice new vanity, obviously new toilet, and cool modern light fixtures. All right, everyone, so in this video I've brought in Gabriel Morales. He's on my team, is our lead property manager, and he's here. We're gonna work through kind of a kitchen layout and get some ideas. I figured it's easier for him to ask me some questions and get ideas than just to wing it. So, yeah. What's up, man?
So I know that when we met with the owner here, he had some questions on the layout and kind of how he would lay this all out. The kitchen, I mean, it's not that large. So, what would you say would be an optimal layout for a kitchen like this?
Cool. So yeah, that's, you know, having the kitchen laid out correctly is really important, and these old apartments have very small kitchens, and they're usually closed off from the living area. So one of the first things we look to do is find a way to open up the space so that you can kind of, while you're cooking or whatever, hang out with your friends at the same time. And if you look at, don't know if you can get this in the shot, but just the way it's laid out, currently you've got the sink, and you know, the range was probably right there beside it. So very little counter space, and I guess actually we had a refrigerator or a range here. So everything's kind of cramped together. Now in this corner, you've got a whole lot of dead space. So one of the things we've talked about, we haven't made a final decision on this, but would be putting in some cabinetry here, and maybe the range over here with an over-the-range microwave. Yeah. And then keeping, I think, the refrigerator over in this corner and making a much larger kitchen. So it's going to be a lot more functional, more up to today what people are looking for. We'll obviously do stainless steel appliances. Nice. That's kind of the idea. All right, so here we are in front of the electric panel, and as you can see, it's really old. This is probably the original panel that was in here, never been changed out. And what you can see here along the bottom are 4 fuses. So when you look at a panel and you've got the fuses, you know it's pretty old. Some insurance companies will provide coverage for this, but for the most part, they want you to switch out these panels. We're updating the whole apartment anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and change out the panel for modern circuit breakers. And in addition, since we're changing it, we're actually going to move the location of the panel. We're here in the kitchen right now. We're going to take out the closet, which is behind here, and we're going to move the closet, seal up the wall to give a bigger corner in the kitchen, and we'll move this electric panel onto the other side of the wall so it can be accessed from the living area. All right, so let's talk about the plumbing in this unit and just plumbing in, as a general sense here. So we're here in what used to be the kitchen, and just to identify the different parts. So the plan in this unit is actually, this is where the sink previously was. We're going to keep the kitchen sink in the same location. So you've got obviously the sink drain here, which would connect underneath the sink. Everyone sees that. It's got the P-trap, goes under your sink, and you sometimes see that leaking into the sink cabinet. This ties in to the main drain into the sewer, which goes down here and connects to the actual, the main sewer line underneath the property or out by the side of the property. On top of this sewer line, you've got the vent stack. And obviously no water travels through this. This is simply to vent out the fumes that are created by dirty water. And if you don't have it in here, sometimes you'll find something that was, the plumbing was updated without permits or not done right, and they've forgotten to put a vent stack on there, or they just cheaped out and didn't put it there, and you'll start having a bad smell. So this prevents fumes from coming into the apartment. That's the sewer side of things. Here you've got the water coming in. You've got the two valves, and one of them you can see here is leaking. So we'll have to replace the piping here, and we'll put in new drain lines and everything, check that it's not leaking, but that's basically it for the plumbing side. You can see it's pretty old. We got some rust here. This looks like the line's coming in, so we may need to drill down under here, cut out the floor, and replace a section of the pipes for the water coming in. All right, so we're coming in the front door here, and one of the most important things you can do when you're renovating an apartment is to really consider the layout. The layout is important for a number of reasons, but obviously the more functional you make it and the more open you can make it these days, the more people are going to like it. Another thing we like to do a lot is, if possible, create some private outdoor space on an apartment. It's super easy to do on these apartments because we got a back door right here. And this is an old building, probably built in the 1960s. And back then, the fire code required that there was a second door outside, second means of egress out of each apartment. So a lot of these old buildings have these back doors, and it comes out into a little area like this, which is just space between the property and the property line. You can easily create a patio area here by putting up a couple of fences on the sides of each door, and then you create a small private patio area. Someone can set up some, a table and some chairs, an umbrella, and enjoy an evening, a glass of wine. And it just makes the apartment more appealing. People love this, and they will rent the apartment faster, and people will generally stay longer and pay more rent. So it's a quick and easy value add. All right, one of the things we know is going to add a lot of value to these apartments in this particular property are that some of them have this nice private area for the residents. So you can see you've got a patio where you can set up table and chairs, and then you've got some nice greenery, and just looking out over the top of that, you can actually see this is a nice neighborhood, quiet out here. So people will always pay a little more rent to have private outdoor space, and this is already set up that way. We may make some upgrades, but it's pretty much ready to go.
So if you all found that video valuable, then I would definitely appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to go ahead and subscribe to our channel, then you'll get all of our newest content as it is posted. We put out new videos every single week, and hope they are useful for you. Hope you learn a bunch from them. And if you want to get more information about us, want to find out what services we offer, get some free downloads, and check out other videos, then go over to our website, mayfairre.com. In the meantime, give us a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.